So what I want to know with the Beyonce thing is there's a lot of people in Nashville that have Grammy votes. They get to vote. Do you guys think anybody in Nashville voted for Beyonce?
That was my next question. I was like, what are the people in Nashville? How much pull do they have?
What household chore do you enjoy? This is riveting. Like vacuuming?
No, believe it or not, it's a household chore, but it's outside. I pick up dog shit.
No, you don't.
I wish you lived in my neighborhood.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
stepped in it.
Well, I can't keep up all the time.
Maybe because some of these artists that sometimes they get out there live and it doesn't translate.
That's a fact.
So,
Or worse than that, we find out who they really are. Labels spend 2 years propping these artists up, and they're not ready for it, and they were never ready for it.
No,
You don't want to name names?
I don't.
Let's go viral.
The Try That in a Small Town podcast begins now.
Welcome back. I know I couldn't come in with a straight face. Welcome back to another episode of the Try That in a Small Town podcast, coming to you from the Patriot Mobile Studios. We've got Thrash with a touchdown.
I got my Patriot Mobile hat on.
You do?
There you go.
Got Kayla with the Try That in a Small Town podcast hat. Hey, you can get those on
We
our
need
site.
to, we need to push them.
Sell those.
We want y'all to buy them.
Yeah.
They come
They're
in all
awesome.
sizes.
They fit great. They don't
do.
touch your ears.
And TK, he's got no merch on tonight.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
Been wearing it out lately. Every day.
You know, Neil, you look good tonight. What is it?
I got to tell you. You know when your wife leaves town?
Yeah,
Like-
actually.
like the first half hour, you know, when she leaves and you kiss her goodbye and she's gone, and the first half hour you're sitting there and you got your snacks laid out. And that's like, this is going to be awesome. It's just you and the dog. You got the whole house to yourself.
Awesome, right?
After that 30 minutes, it's like when you've been happily married for 30 years and
So
you realize real quick, I can't do this alone.
God, you know what? You're right. I always think it's going to be great. Catch up on some TV. Oh, watch what I want to watch.
Kick it
eat what
back.
I want to eat. And that house is silent.
Oh, it's not really good.
It's not good. TK, you're actually going through that right now too, right?
Well, yeah, but my daughter's been
Your
home.
youngest daughter's there.
You just
too
realize
busy.
quick how much they do.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And Alyssa doesn't really care for him, so it's different.
Yeah. Like the dishes don't make their way into the dishwasher by themselves.
No, there's that.
You know, tricky stuff
What
like
would
that.
what would Tully's house look like by himself?
I'll tell you he's clean. He's actually really clean.
You ever seen Breaking Bad? Remember when Jesse goes dark?
How about
No,
you?
I feel like that's what it would look like.
Well, you can't really say. I mean, you have a newborn, so
Yeah, there's not a lot of alone times. So, but yeah, same thing. You know, I eat all the bad things that I usually wouldn't eat because you get out of your norm. You know,
well,
then you feel really bad about it, and you think you're gonna stay up and watch movies. You really don't. You just click around.
You don't.
and then no.
oh yeah, you're gonna stay up late.
Yeah,
But not really.
It's a
Yeah, you're
lonely.
not-
It's a lonely time.
I migrate from the living room to the bedroom. I don't unmake her side. I just unmake my side.
Well, she's not dead.
I know.
She's just in Birmingham.
I know. I know, but I still.
I'm not that
the,
far.
The only reason I do it is because so I won't have to make it up in the morning.
I see.
So I just kind of all I got to do is fold my side back up and throw a couple of throws.
Do you make the
that.
bed when she's not?
No,
Okay.
no. I just leave my side undone.
Yeah.
But you do make the bed quite a bit.
I do just
Yeah.
when she's home. Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause
that's
want her to
one
be
of the
happy.
keys
I
to
want her think I
successful
did
people
something.
is
Yeah.
to make your bed in the morning.
Oh, it is.
I would rather not, but I do it anyway. I hate
Yep.
doing dishes. I hate loading the dishwasher. I would rather. I hate loading the dishwasher.
What household chore do you enjoy? This is riveting. Like vacuuming.
No, believe it or not, it's a household chore, but it's outside. I pick up dog shit.
No, you don't.
I wish
do.
you lived in my
I
neighborhood.
do.
No,
I do.
you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
stepped in it.
Well, I can't keep
No.
up all the time.
No, I walked.
What are you doing out
I walked
back
5
anyway?
feet outside and I stepped in a big pile of Hanks
Okay. Well,
Leftovers.
that serves you right for not watching where you're going.
It was dark.
Well, take a light.
I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
But I love picking up dog.
You're getting in my
I
entertainment
do.
space.
I love picking up dog crap.
Sorry.
Okay.
I do because I love my yard to be like now the dogs can play without stepping in anything. We can come out here and walk around and not have to look. And I don't enjoy it, but I like getting the yard clean. I hate loading the dishwasher. I hate doing laundry. I hate any of that. All of it. I hate it.
What do you?
do
I got to
Swiffer.
ask one thing.
I like
though.
the Swiffer.
What do you eat when Lana's not here, or has she pre-made you meals?
No, she has not. Sometimes she will, but she
think she
usually
does.
No, she leaves a couple of pizzas in the freezer,
Okay.
and I won't eat all. I'll eat half of it. I can stretch out a pizza for a couple of days. One pizza.
I can't do that. It's going to be gone in one setting.
No, me too.
Oh my
It's
god!
Oh,
it's
gosh.
just like
Okay,
it's
so-
just like a bottle of wine. It's a
But I'm
single
back.
serving.
What do you got? What was that?
No, just saying a pizza is just like a bottle of wine. It's a single serving.
Nice. Hey, Kayla,
That
I
sounds
saw
like a
you
problem.
posted a video tonight.
For some, I wasn't talking about myself necessarily. What's that?
Sorry, we're all over the place. I saw you posted a video tonight. You were looking for some listener questions, right? We're going to
Yes.
try to do a little fan appreciation episode.
It's been a minute.
Also, we're going to talk about some interesting things that may have happened this week.
Like what?
Neil. Yeah. Did you guys watch the Grammys last night?
Yeah,
Yep, watch some of that.
I watched it.
I actually didn't watch it, but I've heard. Does anybody want to start this thing off?
I didn't watch it, and no one should be surprised. I'm surprised we're surprised. That's what I'm surprised about.
True, it's true, but they just keep on. They
Which
just-
part of
they
not
just
being
keep on with
surprised?
the silliness.
Are you
Beyonce
talking
winning the
about?
country. I mean, that shouldn't surprise anybody. They shouldn't.
You're right.
That's what the
You're
Grammys
right.
do.
You're right. You're exactly right.
They,
what they do.
are notorious.
I was
Yeah.
ready to go off, and you're correct.
But that's why I don't. I mean, I used to love watching the Grammys.
Long time ago.
I mean, yeah, long time ago.
Once we realized it was getting more and more, I guess, politically correct. Is that even what it is? I don't know.
It is now. The Grammys are a joke.
No, I will say we had an amazing time. One year, Adam, we played with Kelly Clarkson. Mm-hmm. Don't You Want to Stay?
So how long ago was that? Over 10 years ago?
Yeah, and it was great because like that year, like Bruno Mars had just hit big. Springsteen was
He's
there. McCartney was there, and it was really cool.
That's legit.
But it was really cool. It feels like that it's gotten a little bit off the rails, but I mean, that's
If I remember right, that year, Don't You Want to Stay was up for a Grammy, right?
yeah.
And we lost to, do you remember who?
Ooh, this is good.
The Civil Wars. Do you guys remember?
But I thought we
don't.
lost. Maybe I'm
That's the
mistaken.
next Grammy we lost.
When we produced Thompson Square.
So we lost that one, yeah.
I thought we lost that one to the Civil Wars.
Okay, maybe that was it.
I'm not sure who we lost to Clarkson thing to, but I think Kiss Me or Not was up for Song of the Year, and we lost to the Civil Wars, which they were good, but still not. I mean, we were having commercial success.
Yeah.
they don't go by that.
I've
You know
lost
what I mean?
I've lost a Grammy also.
What song did you have?
It
up?
was not too long ago. I think it was 2002 or 8. But it's Joe
Is that
Nichols.
2002 or 2008?
It's around there. So it was a while
Somewhere in
back.
there.
But no, it was Joe Nichols, the song "The Impossible." But I will say, and is that for best country song? But one thing that has improved is that, like the country categories weren't even televised years ago. So at least they're televised now. That's
Well,
kind
it's
of
because
cool.
they're giving it to Beyonce.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that was. I don't know if they
wouldn't
knew
be
that.
televised.
But
So what I want to know with the Beyonce thing is there's a lot of people in Nashville that have Grammy votes. They get to vote. Do you guys think anybody in Nashville voted for Beyonce?
That was my next question. I was like, what are the people in Nashville? How much pull do they have?
or were they getting pushed to vote for Beyonce?
I guess my question is, how can they allow that to happen
Yeah.
over Lainey Wilson or Stapleton or somebody like that? You know, I mean,
well, you'd have to think though that there would be more voters in all the other genres mixed together and just country over here.
Obviously, there has to be.
So if you're all the other genres, you're going to vote for the name that you recognize. And if you're all those other genres, even as Lainey Wilson, as big as she is, they may not know she is, as opposed to Beyonce.
Well, and
Beyonce would come up first before Lainey Wilson. She would come up first. So sometimes you just kind of
Yeah, and a little inside baseball is people just don't vote for who they want. It's,
Or who deserves
it's a
it.
political thing.
Absolutely.
And you say, hey, you guys over here, can you guys vote for my artist? And then we'll reciprocate with something else. Everything's political. If you don't think everything's political, you're
I will
naive.
always believe that Beyonce wanted to do a country record because she just wanted to stick it to him. She's like, I'll always believe that she said, hey, watch this. I'm going to go make a country record and watch what happens. And everybody in Nashville just kind of, they stepped aside. It's Beyonce. We better get out of the way. And she just came in. Do you really think she likes country music? Do you really think she
No, of
listens
course
to
not.
it? I think she just came in here just, hey, watch what I can do. Watch how much power I have. I'm going to do a country record. It's going to be huge.
Jay-Z's coming after you.
Whatever. But I mean, they were successful. They were successful. They pulled it off.
Well, it is a little interesting though, how this town and we just opened the doors. You know, I mean, Post Malone, and he's killing it.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think he truly loves country music.
I think he does
think
too.
he does too.
But it's interesting, and Taylor Swift can come back whenever she wants, and that's fine too. You know, success is success, and you can't argue. You know, Post Malone doing a country album, he's been touring on that, amphitheaters and arenas. So good for him.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't listened to the Beyonce country album. Have you,
I
Caleb?
haven't heard it. No.
No.
I didn't hear the album. Obviously, I heard the one song.
I just felt like she was making fun of Nashville. It just felt that way. Post Malone seems authentic. He seems like he genuinely loves the music that comes out of Nashville. Hers felt like she's just poking fun at us. It just felt that way to me. It's just me.
Well,
Did you guys see Kanye's entrance to the red carpet?
I did.
No, I didn't
I
see
saw
it.
the news this morning, and it was all. So he accomplished that as well.
You didn't see it?
No.
His wife was basically naked. Right?
Not even basically. Yeah.
She had a sheath on or some sort of see-through.
Yeah, I don't even know if they got in the building actually.
What?
But so they went to the red carpet and she's wearing nothing.
Which and now we're talking about it. So mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You know, I mean,
But they didn't go in like that?
Oh, they tried. They
escorted
Jim
out?
says they were escorted out. Escort being the key word.
Interesting.
it was a nice dress.
Hey, do you guys know that host of the Grammys? What's his name?
I
Does
didn't
anybody
watch
know?
it.
See,
No.
that actually should tell
He's
you
a
something.
comedian, isn't he? He's got a
comedian,
talk
I think,
show too.
yeah.
He does a late night show or something.
Well, I said, since there's a new administration in Washington, this might be my last time hosting.
I didn't actually understand what that meant. What did he mean by that?
Well, one can only assume. I mean,
because of his color of the
I think
skin?
so.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I didn't really catch that.
So what's he afraid of?
Exactly.
What's going to happen?
I don't know. I wish I knew these answers.
What is going to happen?
But when there's somebody there, he goes, "What's going to happen to you, dude?" Seriously. It's you know what? That stuff is entertaining because the only reason I watch it is just to see how many political jabs they were going to take.
Yeah.
You know, and how bizarre the music and the show was going to be, and it never lets you down. It never fails.
Yeah, Jim just sent it's Trevor Noah. I actually didn't
Oh,
even.
yeah.
I don't even actually know who that is. But
Yeah, I've seen him on. I don't know, Jim. Do you know what show? I can see his face.
okay, so he's at least got some kind of resume.
Oh yeah, he does.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I've been out of the Grammy thing for a while. I just saw the news and wanted to get your guys' opinions on it.
Well,
He made a comment.
We could go on and on
Yeah.
and on.
He made a comment on the big pony, I think, but I forget what it was. He said that's about when I was coming in, is when the chapel she had performed in
yeah.
and it was the big, I guess it's the pink pony. I'm colorblind, but
Yes,
I think it was pink.
Yeah, the pink
right?
pony.
He said something about it. He said something about My Little Pony or whatever, and that old You know, the jingle, you know, yeah, I mean, you had one of those back when you were a kid, you know. My little pony,
Wow.
I love to brush her hair. Remember, didn't you have one of those?
Oh, no.
Wasn't that?
Kalo's been on
That's
the
what I thought
sauce.
of. That's what
We're
I
about
thought
to
of when
lose our only 2 sponsors. Thanks, Kalo.
But that's just what I thought of when I saw the pink pony.
By the way, just for housekeeping, Trevor Noah hosted The Daily Show
Yes.
and was
Yeah.
on some late night show
That's
as well.
right.
All right, what about some questions? We got any questions? Somebody got them written down?
I had an old one that before I forget.
Okay,
I'll
get
go
to
back
it.
over to it was back when we had Pete on and our punk rock drummer friend, right?
Pete Parada.
Who got fired, you know, because he had an illness and he couldn't take
Yeah.
the COVID shot, right? And
Yeah.
did- and-
Offspring
and-
fired him. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, so we had somebody like after that, and I was going to comment on that night. My wife wouldn't let me. And it's from the name is Guardian Overseas, and it says, "You're still talking about COVID? Get a life." And I'm thinking, well, we're still talking about it because that's our guest. He got fired because of it, and that's why we're talking about it. So it's not like
Kalo,
we're just randomly
Was that,
talking about COVID.
Tonight's COVID night.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
like
was that
hey,
a
what's-
comment? Was that a comment on like during that episode?
Yeah, it was just like right after it, and it just kind of stuck with me for.
I
a
got to
minute.
read those more. I do. I need to get on after our.
That's what I do during
episodes air.
snack time at night. You know, it's right when they're putting the baby down.
Do
I
you
get-
guys know anybody like that? And we probably asked this before, but during COVID, that was very insistent on that side of the fence that has since said, man, I guess I didn't know all the information, right? And apologized or,
No, I think I don't know. I feel like they're sticking to their guns.
Yeah.
I think they're going down with the shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I have, like people like myself who, asthma. Had my whole life. I was worried about COVID initially, so I got the first shot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I was, I've known a couple of people that had an issue getting COVID and asthma. So, and since then I've been like, crap, I wish I wouldn't have gotten that first shot. I know a lot of people that have got the first one that said, nah, didn't need it.
right.
But I know people that have got like 6 shots now and they're still, they'll get whatever shot Travis Kelsey tells them to get.
Boom. Nice.
It's awesome.
Well, he didn't respond to my text about the pickleball, so I'm going to fire some jabs at him, I
I
guess.
remember that they were supposed to have a challenge. It's about the season. It's
now
about
that he's with
pickleball
Taylor,
season.
he can't be friends with us anymore because he's with Taylor. That's what it feels like, Travis.
Maybe he'll take enough of those shots over the course of the next 20 years, and it'll weaken him to where y'all can possibly have a chance.
But Aaron Rodgers called him Mr. Pfizer, which is still my favorite nickname.
I liked Aaron's thing. What was it? He was on McAfee. He does that weekly spot with Pat McAfee. And I forget whatever everybody was responding to, but he said, okay, from now on, when you respond to this, you first have to acknowledge which booster you're on. Because that'll let me know where you stand.
Hey, you know what? There was in the beginning, and Kayla, what's the guy's name that's mad about COVID?
Guardian of Seas.
Guardian of Seas will be mad at this. We're talking about COVID.
Guardian Overseas. Sorry, so he'll
Overseas.
know for sure. Or she'll know.
When COVID happened, though, I do remember. I was a little nervous about it just because unknown.
Yeah, I think everybody
Yeah, no.
was.
And then once you get, you realize now, like, wow, we just lied to. And I'm glad I only got 1 shot.
Yeah.
But people they're still getting them. You can,
Yeah. I wish them well. I do. I
Yeah,
hope nothing
you're
bad.
right, Neil.
I hope
I do
nothing
too.
bad happens to those people.
we need to try that in a small town booster. it's some Crown Royal in it.
Yeah, it's
and
got
like
Crown Roll. It's got
maybe
some añejo.
little hand
in it.
sanitizer mixed in
Little
there for
Celsius
Kalo.
mixed
Yeah.
with Crown
Celsius,
Royal.
Crown, and hand sanitizer.
It's got a little mosquito repellent because mosquitoes get really bad.
Hey, it might work better than the actual vaccine.
It works great when you sweat. It's great.
What's that question Ed sent? Like,
Yeah, I was
number
just trying to
two.
read
Number
it.
2 is a good one.
Number 2?
Yeah. Question number 2 from.
Can you read it?
Someone read it.
You got your
given
glasses
it says, given the amazing success you guys had writing "Try That" in a small town, tough crowd, and rather watch you on the Highway Desperado album, how much writing have you done together since? And any chance we see some of your songs on Aldine's next album or for some other artist?
That is a very timely question.
It is.
I know it.
Considering we're going in
Ed, that
next
is
week to
that's
finish the record.
completely up to
I sent
Aldine.
that. I sent that.
It was that. Did you tell Ed to send that question?
I will be the first to say I'm sad and disappointed that we hadn't written enough together, all 4 of us.
That's true.
I think a lot of that could be concentrating on the podcast and just everybody being busy and
Everybody's
and
been busy this first year. We have Wednesdays down now, so we're starting to get a little bit more.
We do need to remedy that, because that actually, as we look back on it, was like something I'm not really happy about. The fact that we had a good run of great songs and we just kind of, and it's no one's fault, but it just happens sometimes. I mean, me, Neil, and Kurt have written 75 songs this year.
Right.
We got a bunch on the record.
We got all
Right. Meanwhile, I paid for the podcast equipment. Great.
but we'll reimburse you with the money from our song.
Wait, y'all are blessing me. Like, no, you're welcome. You're so welcome. Hey, how about taking this idea and the podcast equipment?
God, thanks
See
a
you guys
lot, Ed.
later.
See what you started.
Man,
I will say that
I haven't written 75 songs ever in a year.
And I brought you guys spiked eggnog. What a fool.
Did you get your
Thinking it would work.
No, seriously though, it's a great point though that we have not written enough, the 4 of us, which is insane because it's obviously is very successful. So we will fix that. Things to work on.
Things to work
The
on.
new
It
list.
is things to work on. I just see one from Kimberly. This actually is a pretty good one, and it makes me think of one of y'all's songs. Have any of you had a song that you've written that you weren't sure about or even disliked, but it ended up recording and turns out it's one of your favorites? Anybody got one?
A bunch of them.
I know you told me about one.
Lots of them.
Give me one.
Well, Night Train, number 1.
That's what I was thinking, because I've
It
heard
was
you
like,
say that.
we wrote it so fast.
And the funny thing is, that's such a great song. I mean, it's such an awesome song. But
It's probably good. It's probably good now, and I saw it after the fact because we didn't think. We just went. We just wrote.
you and Michael Delaney, right?
Yeah.
But the way it got cut was really interesting though. I've told you this before, that we were producing Christy Lee Cook, and it came in as a pitch for her. And then we were listening to it, and Aldine's like, I love that. That's how that happened. Which was you never know in this town.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
No,
Songs.
you don't.
Flower States was a song that was, I remember being on.
See, that was one of my ones that I was like,
Yeah,
this
you
is
knew that
good.
was a great
yeah,
song.
it's gonna be.
But I remember that back in the old days, and CD was lying
Yeah.
around, and that was on our bus for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Like a few years of just laying around,
Yep.
Anyway, good
Kayla,
stuff.
do you have a song that you maybe didn't think was great or
Say
didn't
it, Tully.
necessarily
Say
like?
it, Tully. Say it.
I know
I love all Kalo's songs.
I know Tully will say it.
Say it.
No, I'm
say
not.
it.
You know what?
Say it.
You know what? I love that song.
No, I'll say this. There's not one that was a radio hit that I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe that never had a chance. There are a couple that I wondered what would happen once it got out there. Like one of Tully's favorites, Ticks. I didn't know. Like, no way would I say, oh, for sure, that's a slam dunk. That's an absolute smash, right? But I didn't know that. But like others, where you'd think, all right, that's right down the middle. Nobody would hate that, right? So I'd say it's probably maybe one of them. I don't know. So many.
So
it's
you
hard to
think
go
all
through
your
them.
songs are hits? Is that what you're saying? You thought when you got done writing them, all of them were hits.
I mean, I'm not ashamed of any of them. I know that.
Well, I mean, but that wasn't the question.
Well,
It's like, which one? Do you have one that was like, that ain't never getting cut? That's whatever. Next.
I don't know. I'd have to think. I'd have to ponder it. I don't know.
Ponder.
I don't know that anything that's been a single that I think I never thought that'd be recorded because of the subject matter. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Interesting.
But
I mean, I've had a bunch of them.
I'm
Yeah.
thankful. I'm just not. I don't
Sure.
know that
You're
anything.
thankful for every one of them.
Been.
But there's a handful of them. I'm like, that'll never get cut. It's not good enough. I guess my bar is like way up here, I guess. And I way overthink stuff. I have to. What
Yeah,
it is.
that's part of your.
Yep.
That's
Maybe.
part of your
I do.
thing, though.
That
It's,
is,
and it works.
I'm trying to get better at it. There's still
About
Yeah,
you,
it depends,
Kurt?
like,
what about you,
there's-
Kurt?
I don't
Any
know.
songs that I just realized
What?
you do a great job. You're the host of the podcast, really,
He's Captain
I
Kirk.
don't want to be the host
but you kind
or
of
the
are.
post.
yeah.
But no one ever asks you questions. Let's ask you a question.
Let's
Do you have any
let's
songs?
pile on Kurt.
Yeah. No,
Granger
after
Smith
Granger
did.
asked me.
Granger Smith asked him a question.
That was awesome, by the way.
That was. We love
What
Granger.
a great episode.
Are y'all skipping that question?
I am. You see how I did that? See
No,
how I
seriously.
deflect
And-
and move?
Any songs that have been recorded that you've been like, I can't believe that they got
I
cut.
don't know. Help me, because we write everything together.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I think I'll speak for you again.
Thank you.
I think if we don't like something, we just don't write it.
Yeah.
We erase these days. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I've done that a lot.
You know,
I've got a bunch
just-
of just titles that are sitting there that I'm like, nah, I'm not going after that.
Yeah. I mean,
I think another good question would be, and you can start with Neil because you're really hard on yourself. Are there songs that have been recorded that you feel should have been singles?
Oh God. Yeah. That
or
list
three.
is longer than any other list.
Like 2 or 3.
Oh God. You may start with Aldine.
I want to start with one of
Whatever.
yours.
I mean,
You wanna
just
start with
whatever.
Aldine?
Yeah, whatever you want.
I see you when I see you.
I have
See you
no
when I
agenda.
see you is like, it's like that should have been. And I think even Aldine regrets not putting it out.
Feel That Again. I used to love that song.
Feel that again.
I don't know if
Staring
that's
at
one
the
of your
sun.
favorites.
See You When I See You, what happened? That was just on a stacked album. That's what happened to that song, because that wasn't my kind of party album.
Yeah.
And that was you had 2 singles off that album, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well,
I believe you did. I believe Flavor States and
Tattoos? Was
Tattoos.
that on that one?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then we had, that Dirt Anthem.
Yeah, Party.
Party.
Yeah.
Don't You Want to Stay?
Yeah.
A lot of, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
You're right, it
you
was
ran
a
out of
stacked
albums.
record.
And otherwise, because
Shit. There's 3 albums worth of
Yep.
songs on Flats and Aldine that in my mind should have been singles, because they were just great songs. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I just knew
Yeah.
they were great songs.
Sometimes you can see, like, for example, Feel That Again, which I don't know that song, but that might not have been a single just because, imagine the strip ad. It reminds me of that song. Like if you have Jason Aldean, Feel That Again. You remember the song? I don't know who the artist was, but it was years ago. And it was, I don't know, let's say it's Jake Smith, Holding My Own. And it was a big strip ad on Billboard.
See, this is what I love about Kalo.
And
I'm sorry to interrupt.
And
but
I'm
this-
like, does he not have any friends? Anybody
he thinks about
at the
this
record
stuff.
label that says, hey, dude, somebody
He'll see a
might
title.
think of
Kalo will see a
that.
title and go, how's that going to look on a strip ad? And that's really, I mean, it's before the song's even written. He's like, look good on a strip ad.
But imagine that on an
And I'm like-
18-wheeler. Get like,
no, that's not why.
Holding
No,
My Own.
I know why.
but I get it.
I don't know. I don't even
I
know
know
the
why.
guy.
I know that
I don't know
wasn't
the guy.
Simple, because back in those days, Jason, like Benny Brown would have a big hand in a lot of the singles that were picked.
That's true.
Still, Jason had a little more control at that point, but
Yeah.
still, and there was other. I remember one of my most, which I can't stand this moment. I hate that we did it. 1994.
I knew you were going to say that.
Do you want to tell that?
I do
story?
want to tell it, and then it's our podcast, so I can do whatever I want to do.
Joe Diffie.
Here's what happened. I remember when that song came in, after Dirt Road Anthem, Jason kind of broke down a lot of walls with that song, but the thinking like a label does, the label's like, oh, we need another one of those. Mm-hmm. And I remember, and Jason will tell you this, I remember me and Kurt talking to him, and we said, man, we heard the demo, don't cut this. If you cut it, They're going to want to do something with it because it just reminds them of what, it's something in their mind that's different. And he goes, oh man, no, we'll make Benny happy. We'll cut it, and we'll just be on the album as a cool thing. I said, no, this is going to be, they're going to push it. And that's what happened. Cut it. And it knocked songs like Feel That Again off. And it kind of stalled the entire album because the Night Train record was good.
1994 was the first song, and I don't know how many. He had a string of number ones. Number one. 1994 came out, streak over.
There's another song of yours that
didn't even make top 10.
I actually, even more so than Feel That Again, was Talk.
That's another good song.
Anymore.
That was really cool, but we kind of stalled. We hit a road bump in 1994, and it's a tough pill to swallow now. It's like we played that for a little bit, a tour or so.
Yeah.
And suffered through it. And it was just the first moment where like, I think we might have stubbed our toe.
You're right. It was Hey, guys, we got to get to a break. We're going to get a word from our sponsors. As always, listen, don't skip through it. I know it's easy. These sponsors mean a lot to us. We'll talk a little bit more about it on the other side, but hang with us.
Original Brands is starting a new era in American domestic premium beer. Launched on July 4th, 2023, with the mission of promoting patriotism, unity, and the celebration of the adventurous American spirit, Original Glory American Pilsner is the first in the OG line. It's a crisp, refreshing domestic beer. We also introduced OG Light, under 90 calories and only 2 carbs. Join the movement at drinkoriginalbrands.com because freedom is worth drinking to. drinkoriginalbrands.com.
My name is Glenn Story. I'm the founder and CEO of Patriot Mobile. And then we have 4 principles. First Amendment, Second Amendment, right to life, military and first responders. If you have a place to go, put your money, you always want to put it with somebody that's like-minded.
Of course.
I think that's the beauty of Patriot Mobile. We're a conservative alternative.
Don't get fooled by other providers pretending to share your values or have the same coverage. Go to patriotmobile.com/smalltown to get a free month of service when you use the offer code SMALLTOWN or call 972-PATRIOT.
What about it, Jim? What about old Flim, Jim?
Jim Flim and them.
Slap into a Flim, Jim. Well, I've been thinking about you all day, baby. Waiting on that sun to go down. Well, you say I pick you up after work. You slide over, we slip out to the outskirts of town. I got a blanket and a fifth of comfort. Slide on over. A little something to knock off the edge. It's supposed to get a little cool tonight. Looks like I'm gonna have to hold you tight. About a mile off Old Mill Road, that spot nobody knows. We park the truck and we take on running. Hurry up, girl, I hear it coming. Got a moon and a billion stars, the sound of steel in old box cars. The thought of you is driving me insane. Come on, baby, let's go listen to the night train.
Ooh, you milk that. I love it. That was Neil Thrasher with Night Train. Only.
Oh, Flim Thrasher.
That's a song that you didn't think was great. I mean, you get chills listening to that thing. Where else are you going to hear? Well, actually, I'll tell you where else you might hear something like that. Let's talk about this. I just thought about this. You just went on the God's Country podcast, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that because that was awesome that you did that.
Yep, those guys had me on, and we talked hunting, golfing, and songwriting.
If you haven't seen it, check it out because that's awesome. Those guys are great, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Dan and Reed Isbell are awesome dudes. and they're really good. And we should probably have them on sometime.
I think so too.
Be fun.
Oh yeah, they've written some Luke Combs stuff, and they've had a bunch of stuff out there.
What song did you do on their podcast?
I think I did a little bit of Night Train because they love that one. We did some Fast Cars and Freedom.
Amazing.
They had me do Reed sang How Country Feels. I just sat there and played it. He made me sit there and play it. Why? Because he wanted to sing it, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's cool. But yeah, we encourage you guys to check out their podcast in general, and of course Neil's episodes. That's awesome. We champion those guys. And speaking of podcasts, I want to go back a little bit to Tully. You did Brad Warren's podcast a little while ago, and he also has an incredible podcast too. And talk about that experience a little bit too.
Yeah, Brad's podcast is really, it was interesting because his podcast deals with a lot of like healing.
Yeah. Tell people the name of it is Good Grief, Good God.
Yeah. And it's, if you haven't watched any of them, it's great. And what's crazy about that, he had me on there. We go way back with Brad and his brother to the 90s with those guys. And what was interesting about that is like, I knew he wanted to talk about Vegas a little bit, which I never talk about. And I did. And it was interesting because it was, I think maybe because we go so far back, I felt a little more comfortable. So that was actually found myself forgetting that it was being filmed.
Yeah. And I think,
which is kind of cool.
Go ahead.
Because he'd been through, Brad, lost his son, and him and his wife, they do their best to try to use that to help others. And anyway, that was I really did forget it was being filmed. And, and which I think is kind of cool when you're that comfortable, which I think we try to do here when we have people on, is to make it comfortable and realize that, you can just kind of be yourself. And
100%. You guys make sure you check out those episodes because that's great. Neil on God's Country, and of course Tully on Brad.
We'll have Brad on too, because Brad, is a and Brad. They're both great.
We get them both on.
Have them both on and be
Absolutely. Some talented boys too.
That'll be
talented. They're great and they're funny and
yes.
But Brad's really, I think when he went through losing his son, I think it all obviously changed him, and of course you're never the same. Yeah. After so,
I mean, we know a few guys that have lost kids.
Yeah.
Casey Beathard.
Oh, it's
Jeffrey Steele.
Yeah, it's can't imagine it. And having, like I said when I was on his podcast, it was actually thanked him for having that platform, because I never really talked about it. Just with a friend of mine like that. And I realized a lot of stuff came out that probably needed to, because, we never, not to go on about Vegas, but we never really talked about it.
No.
And we just kind of, that's how the band deals with stuff we've dealt. That's how we deal with stuff today. We just kind of internalize it and deal with it amongst the six of us. But it was good to get some of that out anyway.
I think, it also, I've said this, I think I've heard you say this, when you are, it's hard for me to talk about it when someone can't understand that scenario. You can't describe that scenario, but if somebody has been through their own traumatic experience, somehow you can feel that bond of being able to share that. And I think you probably did with him.
And I think as guy, I mean, I'm guilty of this, and I think as dudes in general, we're sometimes don't think it's okay to talk about stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I think we're finding out, we've that you need to talk about it. Instead of just kind of holding it all in and kind of letting it drag you down.
Yeah, it's kind of like probably people of our dad's generation was, don't talk about it, be strong, move forward. Yeah. And, that there's something to that, to be strong for your family, but also you need to be able to talk about things too that are weighing on you.
Yeah, I know. Everybody deals with it in different ways. Some people want to be alone. Some people want to talk to somebody.
And that's how, I mean, I've always was still am. It was like, I'd rather just, Kurt said like, don't have time to feel bad for myself. There's no time for that. Sometimes though, like when I was talking to Brad that day, it was like, felt kind of lighter after, because he's been through the ultimate, losing a child.
I can't imagine.
No.
You know what I mean? So anyway.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But at the end of the day, we have so much to be thankful for.
Amen.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I'm just wondering, was that part mundane?
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Our studio audience.
I don't think so.
No, we're actually just playing. We always we tell people that we should record our breaks because they get funny, and we got a comment, which we won't say who it was from, but it was actually amazing. It says, "No, people like the mundane." Yeah.
and that was an uninvited guest as well.
It was actually
drinking your wine.
Amazing. And I think she meant it as a compliment.
She did.
I hope.
Before we go any further, we're going to get some questions. Somebody pull up a question while I say this.
What you got, Caleb?
Well, just look through them, and I'm going to say this because we need to talk about our sponsors really quick. One, which is Patriot Mobile. And if you guys, we had them on last week, and if you are not impressed with their commitment to what they believe in their mission, beyond that, their service is incredible. You need to go check them out. Go to patriotmobile.com/smalltown. Put in the code smalltown. They'll give you a free month. I'm telling you, it's only better than what you're getting now. It's incredible. Just check it out. You're not going to lose on that. And then, of course, our other sponsor is Original Glory Beer. These guys are incredible also. Their mission is, they believe in American values and patriotic values, and they line up exactly with what we think and what we feel. We couldn't be more proud. The beer is unbelievable.
They literally served our country.
Yeah. Oh, good one.
Absolutely.
That is
Brother
excellent.
Blaze. That's his call name on the side of his jet.
Is it right?
Oh, yeah.
Blaze. God, I wish I had that name.
I know.
Well, you've got the captain, Captain Kurt.
I don't think I like that.
You don't like Captain?
I like Captain Kirk. I did. Why can't we call you Captain?
We can.
You can call me anything.
Just call him Captain.
So everybody's going to think it's Kurt, but it's not. It's Kurt.
Just
It's
call him
not
Captain.
Kurt.
Captain. It's Captain.
Anyway, we're very thankful for both those guys, and please check them out because they mean a lot to us, and I think they mean a lot to you as well. So, who's got a Tully?
Yeah.
You got to go to the bathroom.
Well,
You raise your hand like the captain over here,
permission.
the professor over
Glory
here.
Days running the show.
Here.
Since we're talking industry stuff tonight, a little bit, the question here from Michael: where do you see this industry headed in the next 5 years? Our industry.
Oh gosh,
Which
doom and gloom.
I don't know. Where it's, I know what I would like to see happen, which is to kind of come back to like finding and developing really strong talent without worrying so much about, okay, what do they have on the socials right now? What's their following on social media? Like just kind of getting back to finding real talent, even though they may not have a social media following. You know what I mean?
Okay, so how does that happen is the question, because we are in a day and age of social media that rules, unfortunately,
That's a fact.
the success of a lot of things.
Well, I think you
with
can
these
find them.
artists.
I think labels, not to
Social media has made labels lazy.
Well, that's what I mean. I feel like we can still find a talent and let them use the machine to build it versus having to walk in with 500,000 Instagram followers or TikTok.
Build a career from the ground.
Let them help. And we used to do that.
Yeah.
There
used to be an A&R guy that would walk into MCA Records or whatever record label and go, "Hey, I saw this dude in Texas in this club down there, so-and-so club. You need to go check him out."
That's what Knox did with Aldine.
Yeah, exactly. And they would all load up and go down there and watch him on a Friday night or a Saturday night and go, "Holy cow, this dude's badass." And they would sign him right there on the spot. That don't happen no more.
So I
Yeah,
wonder.
they would break the artist, and now the artists have to break themselves.
That's right.
And then the label
Neil
participates.
actually
Yep.
nailed
That's
it.
exactly right, though.
Neil nailed it. Love the labels, but it's becoming, okay, what's your Instagram following?
They
What's
don't
your-
have to.
what's
It's all right
TikTok?
here. It's all right here.
They want you to bring it in. And we're missing out on a lot of great talent because of that.
Okay, so maybe I'm going to try to answer my own question to you. Maybe because some of these artists that will remain nameless, the crown has gotten to me. Sometimes they get out there live and it doesn't translate.
That's a fact.
So,
Or worse than that, we find out who they really are.
right?
And that's, I mean, the labels spend 2 years propping these artists up, and they're not ready for it, and they were never ready for it.
No, and so they
Who
get
are
out
we
there
talking
live,
about?
and like people go,
You don't want to name
Ooh.
names?
"I don't."
Let's go viral.
But what I'm saying is,
I want to
He's
so
biting his
bad.
tongue over there.
Let Kurt get his point out.
No,
this
that-
may be,
that
this may
actually-
be why we don't hear from him much. Okay. Go ahead, Kurt.
no, but that is my point, and that's how we built. That's how we built Superstars, was because they went in the trenches, they gained a following, they had supporters, they built their following, all of it at one. So now it's a TikTok world, and they get out there live, and people are like, not really my thing. He wasn't as good as I thought.
Cody Johnson was like from the ground up.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, yeah.
That
Well,
dude,
there's been a couple of them.
yeah, he's one of them. I bet he doesn't even have a social media account. He may now.
Well,
but
I'm wondering, like,
he didn't make
do
it
the Chris
on it, I can tell you.
Stapletons? I don't
That's
even know.
right.
Does
him
he have
too.
a social?
No. Yeah, but they Stapleton, Cody Johnson, those guys came. I mean, they built their followings. I mean, Stapleton made it in one night with Justin Timberlake, but that was freaking.
But like,
The-
so
yeah,
if
not
the
Stapleton
CMAs.
came
That was the
out
performance
now-
of the decade,
yes.
of the century.
It's a good point, though, because when Chris came along, he kind of blew up still before like the real, the TikTok and the real emphasis on the social
Yeah.
media. It's been the last 5 years. It feels like it's really turned to.
It's almost a prerequisite. And I don't even say it's almost, it actually is a prerequisite.
Yes, it is.
Like, to let people in on what's happening. You can't get a record deal 99.9% of the time if you don't have a social media following already.
Which is why I love
Yeah.
what Jason's done with Night Train Records and signing John Morgan.
Yeah.
John Morgan had.
He is the
Zero.
0.01%.
Yeah. He had, but it takes someone like Jason.
Wait a
though-
minute, do I own a record label?
It's a cool name.
Now
though.
they just use your name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
I'll send you a T-shirt.
well, for
You got to pay for it.
half off, but
You don't get anything. You don't
guys.
get any royalties off of it. But
seriously though, it takes someone like Jason to say, you know what, I'm going to sign you and use the machine to kind of build up your social media, which now John's sitting there with basically a top 10. So I think it's there. You just got to approach it like old school A&R, which I kind of miss the days. There's one, I'm not how sure you guys feel about this, but one way of thinking is like, okay, it's nice to have Spotify and all that stuff, and people can release music, YouTube and all that stuff. But it's also nice to have the head of a label with an A&R team saying, we believe in this guy. Let's cut great songs.
Yeah, let's build it from the ground up.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's my
yeah, I can almost see like both sides of it. And I'm not a producer, not artist or anything like that, but like back in the day, which we were used to in A&R, and we'd pitch songs and they'd have artists and they'd sign them and they would spend money and they would break this act. Then you could say, okay, there's some great talent got out there, but there were still a bunch that didn't get signed for whatever, there's a lot of people that are super talented and there's no rhyme or reason why, your songs are recorded and theirs aren't. And you stay here and you get paid and they move back to Oklahoma. Just not a lot of times, a lot of talented people just don't make it. So you could argue, like back in the day, there wasn't enough getting in, and now maybe there's just multiple ways in. And I would say, just to go to the question of where do you think the industry will be in 5 years? I think some talented people will always be left out, but I think music will always find a way. And I think the great ones that are stubborn enough to figure it out will figure it out and get out there somewhere.
John Morgan's a perfect example of that. I mean, 99.9% of the artists out there can't carry his lunch, and it's starting to show.
I'm worried about our craft, though.
That's always going to be
as the songwriting part of it.
Oh, that I'm scared to death of. Yes.
Because we should be. Because, radio is definitely, let's be honest, you can see it happening where, it feels like the streaming services are dictating chart.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have a solution for that, by the way.
Well, I mean, we should get on it because it's
more of a suggestion.
What is it?
That would be a solution.
I'm interested because I wonder if it's...
No, Elon Musk needs to buy Spotify. Reconfigure the pie of how the money gets allocated. Leave Pandora, Apple Music, all the rest of them out for the time being. Take over Spotify, own all the music for the time being, or stream all the music, pay the writers what their fair share is, get everybody to jump on board on Spotify, leave everybody else out in the cold, and everybody eventually will have to come in and play by the rules.
It's got to happen. I don't know if people are interested in this or not, but
I think it's a great idea.
It is. But with Spotify and with digital royalties, producers are actually paid pretty well. Mm-hmm. Players are actually paid pretty well.
There was a year that I made more money from singing harmonies on Jason's record than I did as a songwriter.
Yeah, vocalists are paid very well. The songwriters are not. We're the only ones as that kind of entity that are not being paid for digital streams.
So Elon, if you're listening,
help a brother out.
I want you to buy Spotify.
Help a brother
out.
And
also as well, I mean, we have so many friends at radio. Radio's been so good to us. Everyone at this table has benefited from the great people at Country Radio. I get concerned a little bit by following, by so much of the streaming, like how that affects the playlist. It's like, radio is in this genre, radio to me is still very powerful. Like if you have an artist that's streaming 1 million a week on Spotify, probably still can't really go out and sell a lot of hard tickets. But when you got a top 10 or top 5, you can really feel, okay, well, all of a sudden you're selling 800 tickets at a club, right?
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool. I hope radio realizes how powerful they are, and they can break artists too. If they approached it like they wanted to break an artist that maybe wasn't on Spotify, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like instead of following the trends of what's streaming, because otherwise, what's the reason to listen to radio? Because really, I mean, there's,
it's all we have left, and when it's gone, this profession, the songwriting profession, is gone. It goes extinct.
Yep.
And that's why I was saying the Elon thing. He's a creator. Elon Musk is a creator. He's an inventor. He's a creator. He's a creative mind. That's what we do. And we're not being compensated for our creativity these days with streaming. It's just, and when radio goes away, when terrestrial radio goes away, we're done. It's over.
So what happens then? Okay, say like we don't have like an Elon come down and save everything. What happens to people like us who want to write great songs and the young artists need us to help write songs with them?
It's going to be up to the labels and them to split the pie a little more evenly than it is now, because we're a sliver that you can barely see in the pie. That's where we are right now, and it's going to be up to them.
Yeah,
the labels are going to have to let loose. The artists are going to have to let loose.
Well, and you have or
continue to write your own stuff, and it's going to suck. So,
yeah, for the artists who are writing, and those camps, those people that are blessed enough to be in those camps, they're generally going to survive pretty good. And you do have, it's difficult because technology will always outrun the law. But you have NSAI, you have Bart Herbison, over there on the Hill with us, Nashville Songwriters Association.
That dude's a warrior, man.
And trying like everything, to get writers fairly compensated. It just takes a lot of people, it takes a lot of money, and it's hard.
I may get an apartment in Washington.
I think that'd be great.
I may get an apartment in D.C.
I think it'd be great.
And just stay on them. I may do it. I'm serious. I may do it. That may be my calling.
Yeah, but you don't like to go off campus very much.
I don't know, but I may get an apartment in D.C. Let me do it.
Okay.
I don't think people really realize either.
I will sing for everybody.
How much the songwriters don't make from streaming.
Yeah, it's almost criminal.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. I mean, if on a three-way, maybe 100,000 streams. By the time it's all split up, the writer on 100,000, a three-way, one of the writers is going to make about $24. On
$24 on 100,000 streams.
So do the math. I think that's roughly it, right around that area. By
think
the
you're
time
right.
it's all split, you make about $24 every, about 100,000 streams, $27, something like that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and amp that up to 1 million streams, and then go ahead and amp it up to 2 million.
Oh, yeah.
10 million streams. You're still poor.
Yeah.
If you just want to come here and write songs, you are going to be probably in the future, 5 years from now, there's a possibility you're going to be poor if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. And that's what this town's built on songwriters, and it's sad to see it kind of going that way. You know what I mean? But you've seen a decline in quality of song.
God, this is so depressing.
I know. I was like, we got to change gears.
Anyway,
please,
we got
for
to
the love
change.
of
Let's
God.
go with this one.
I'll never
I
bring it to tomorrow.
don't think it's a downer at all. I mean,
I'm retiring.
it's not going to change until
Well,
people speak up.
Well, I don't think people realize it though either. Like the listeners.
No, they don't. And they don't realize that the Grammys are not voted on by the fans. They don't realize that that's voted on by the industry.
Yeah.
It's the only reason Beyonce won Country Album of the Year. Are you freaking kidding me? That wasn't voted on by. Here we go. I'm fixing to go.
I know. Finally, we got thrash talking. Let's change gears a little bit. This one's from Tim. Has anything weird or funny ever happened on stage? Like, have you fallen or ripped your jeans or anything? Tully, have you ever ripped your jeans?
Just make sure you wear black underwear.
Well, I have definitely fallen. That is a thing.
When? I don't remember that.
It's been a
Is it
minute.
on video?
It's been, I don't know. Go search the YouTube. I have definitely fallen. It's been a minute. But, and then he says, well, what do you do if you've fallen? Well, you get up. I mean, you got to own it. It's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, you do enough shows, something's going to happen.
How would you fall?
I don't remember you falling.
Don't run. I mean, you're pretty active on stage, but you don't run.
Well, I mean, I'm not Forrest Gump. I was running.
Here's a funny story for you. So back in 2001 or 2, we were doing a showcase at the Stage on Broadway in Nashville. Me and Kurt were in a band and we're doing the showcase. And he jumps up and then he lands and he's like on the ground on his back, like kind of wincing, but still playing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, Kurt's fucking laying it out there tonight. I like it. So I went and I kind of went and stood over him, and kind of started playing over him, like stepping on him. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
That's so romantic.
Rock and roll,
I know.
baby.
It was total rock and roll. And then I realized that he was wincing in pain.
He's grabbing his chest.
He actually blew his knee out.
Yeah, I tore my ACL on stage. I went up for a jump. Like, if anybody knows Eddie Van Halen, he used to jump up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I loved Eddie.
He did the split thing.
Yeah, so I used to do that all the time. And I went up and I came down and that knee, went
I thought it was rocking out, like giving it.
That happens in pickleball, too.
It's still rock and roll,
Yeah.
even with the blown knee. It's rock and roll.
We carried him off.
Yeah.
It was really rock and roll.
That's it. Yeah.
Did you hold that one finger up on the way out of the stretcher like they do on a football field?
I did this.
Now, did I hear that you've had 4 ACL surgeries?
Yeah, it's been a
4?
Yeah, it's been a bad run.
Now, Kurt used to, I didn't
realize it's so dangerous.
I don't know a football player that's had 4 ACL surgeries.
Well, after a while, you get tired of rehabbing, so they're weak and they're more susceptible.
he could jump too. Back in the day, air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tony, I'm trying to think. I don't think in all of the, 25 plus years we've been together, I can't think of anything that's happened to you on stage ever that has been...
He maintains the A-frame.
Yeah,
He just
he's
maintains
got a
the A-frame.
solid stance.
And he plays bass. I mean, how much movement is there? There's only 4 strings.
Wow.
My God.
Yeah,
Wow.
he looks good. He can't move around. He wants everybody to look at him. You can't see him if
I'm
he's
kidding. You have a
jumping around.
great
He's a
stance.
blur.
You have a great stance. There's some stills around here.
I gotta know when you guys,
good.
when you two, Kurt and Tully, when did y'all grow the beards? What was the facial hair? When did that come on?
Mine isn't. Well, I did it
No,
a while ago.
The early videos,
like-
there's no facial hair.
No. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I did a beard for about a year, but then I got rid of it. And recently, maybe the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Tully, you've kind of always done a little bit of stubble. And,
Yeah,
right?
it's been a long time since I had a clean shaven face. This is very mundane.
No, this is riveting.
This is riveting.
This is. You talk about getting some followers.
Yeah.
Just keep going because we are. There ain't no telling what's guys. Who are we getting? Are we just stacking up?
Yeah. Woo! Boy, the ticker is.
Yeah, keep talking about your beard growing. Go on. This is great.
Yeah.
We could talk about your hernia.
Oh gosh. I thought of a great song idea at least out of it.
Out of the hernia?
I don't want to mention it because somebody will steal it from us.
Yeah, to bring that
We're
up.
all on it, but yeah, don't mention the title.
No, I won't. I won't say the title, but because Kalo had a hernia, we all got to feel it. We all got to see it because he was proud of it. It was sticking out
No,
like
y'all
a
didn't get to
nipple.
s-
It was
no,
like you
y'all
had
didn't-
3 nipples.
No,
No, it was down here by your belly button, but it was sticking out like a nipple.
It's not a nipple.
But it was really cool.
It's way
And
away
did
from
you see it?
nipple.
And-
No, God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He showed it to us.
God.
And we got a song idea out of it, and the 4 of us wrote it.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's where the song idea came from.
You got to be kidding me.
No. The doctor put him on drugs. He got on drugs. He started taking pills for the pain. And it was fantastic. I'm not going to say
Yeah,
it.
No. He skirted.
So we
skirted
wrote
over
a
it.
song. So y'all stay tuned. The song
Yeah,
may
first
or
single
may
from
not.
Aldine.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? So stay tuned.
Here's one.
Yeah, let's get one more in. We better make it really good.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of pressure
What's a
on you.
random skill or hobby you have that people don't know about? Kurt, go ahead.
Thank you.
That's my gift to you tonight. Get us going.
Does anybody got one? Because random skill or hobby?
I have a very random skill.
Okay, what?
I mean, it's a stupid skill.
What is it?
I could type like 60 words a minute.
Are you serious?
I haven't done it in a while, but for some reason in high school, the only thing that stuck with me was this keyboarding class.
So you do all 4 fingers?
All going.
ASDF.
Well, I can
Type. I mean, you know the home row. We learned that in 7th grade.
I mean, I
You
took
know,
it.
and then you can just type.
No, seriously though, I could type pretty good with just not even just.
Well,
Type
how come
away.
when we write, you don't have a laptop? You have an iPad.
I got an iPad.
I know it. Why?
I'm just saying I don't think my typing skills are sharp right now, but
No, he has
for a
an
long
Apple, too.
time. For a long time, I mean, I could type.
Okay. That's good.
Ah.
That's a great answer.
It's very random.
That's very random.
I mean, it is.
That's the one that threw me. The word random threw me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
God, I can't think of anything random.
We all have tons of hobbies that we like, but like a random weird skill.
Loving on Lana.
Because
Is that a random hobby?
that's gonna do it.
That's good enough.
Yeah,
that is a try that in a small town.
What about you, Kalo?
I don't think. No, I don't. I mean, besides typing, which I believe the whole world can do, I don't have a.
Oh my God!
What is it with you tonight?
I don't have a mundane
He
skill.
is on
you know?
Tully tonight.
What is it?
No, everybody types.
Is there?
So you
Love
can
God.
type. Everybody types. Just
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I
See,
think.
that's-
I mean, right?
Maybe it's not
I
so
mean,
random.
Everybody still
I
goes
can't
to school,
type.
right?
I don't know. I
can't
think
type.
most people type
Well,
like
I believe
this.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I got all fingers going, and
Can you
like,
type? Kalo?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you can. I can type.
Why don't we have a typing contest?
good
We
lord,
could.
Forget the pickleball.
Hey, guys, if you thought this episode was exciting, wait till next week when we have a typing contest.
the type off.
It'll be fantastic.
Bring in the standard typewriters, guys.
Get out the whiteout. Yeah,
Do you have a random one? A random talent or
not that I
hobby?
know of. No, a hot. I mean, I enjoy golf. I mean, that's not exciting.
it's a hobby. It's not a random skill.
Yeah, it's not random.
You
though.
said hobby.
No, random hobby.
No, I have nothing.
Golf's not random.
I've got nothing. I have nothing.
Oh.
Kurt, let's don't miss you.
Well,
What
I want
kind of
to end
random?
this thing before we.
No,
we-
I think Kalo's would be hand sanitizer.
That's not a. It's not a hobby. So I don't know how
random
they-
issue.
Mr. Been sick since November, who now carries hand sanitizer.
I do.
You know, I was going to read Ed's question. How do you guys get along so well still after all this time? But this is how.
That's
right?
next episode, maybe.
Yeah, this is next episode. Guys, seriously, I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you stuck it out. It was a little bit of here, there,
I love
everywhere.
it. It's fantastic.
I know you do.
I feel like I haven't seen you guys in years.
Had some football news come across the
Oh, what? What
the
do you
wire.
got? Give it to us. Breaking news.
Oh,
Well, you probably saw it. Probably not breaking. So the Rams are looking to trade Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I saw that, actually.
is he a quarterback?
Good Lord.
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Surprising though. I mean, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love football.
Ditching the money.
So, well, speaking of that, since you brought that up,
Yeah.
who in the draft, who, I know what quarterback I would love to see the Titans draft, but which one would y'all like to see?
Cam Ward.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's my pick.
We have a
That's your
quarterback.
pick,
We
too?
have a
Absolutely.
quarterback.
Okay.
Cam Ward.
Will
He
Levis.
is definitely my pick. Definitely my
I mean,
pick.
I don't know if he's worth
Don't
a
get-
number one pick, but I think they need to pick him
They need
if
to pick
they're
him.
picking quarterback.
Cam Ward, I've watched him too much. He's freaking.
He's a baller.
I think the dude has got it.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Should we talk Super Bowl picks?
And I think he's smart.
So this episode will come out after the Super Bowl airs. So give your winner. Give your winner.
Winner?
Yes.
Who's in it?
The refs.
Eagles, Chiefs. Neil takes the refs, so that means the Chiefs.
No, I'm going with the Eagles.
I can't.
Are you?
I'm going to go Eagles.
I got to go Eagles. There's too many
I just
Alabama
can't
guys
go
on their team.
against.
No, I'm
I
not going to
can't
go against Mahomes.
bet against Mahomes.
I'm not gonna either.
He's a winner. He's
He is. That's why I want him to get beat. That'd be fun. I'd like to see him get beat.
Yeah, I just want to see Taylor Swift.
Should we put a
Right.
bet on that real quick?
Sure.
Since you two are taking the Eagles and we're taking the Chiefs.
Is it wrong for me to want to see Taylor Swift cry?
She used to cry.
That's what I want.
She used to cry at every concert.
I
She, I don't know.
want
She
that.
may still do it.
I did.
Okay, real quick.
I
Sorry.
don't think she'll cry. Regardless.
Last question. Do you still think that that's a legitimate relationship or is it arranged?
Yeah, I don't have any idea, but it's
going on a little bit long, too.
It is to be arranged.
It's absolute folly.
Why would it be arranged? Like who would benefit the most? Like who
Well,
would arrange
I
it?
think they both benefited. He has
Oh,
definitely
he would benefit
Yeah.
much more. I don't think she needed more profile. I don't think. I mean,
It's fair.
No, she doesn't need it.
It's fair.
No, absolutely not.
yeah,
It's
but I don't know.
At this point, I think
Okay.
people are changing the station every time they show her.
All right. Let's end this thing, guys. Right?
Like the
for
whole
good?
thing.
Or
Yeah,
just
let's
for
get, this is our last episode.
You know, it has been fun, but we can do other things.
We could definitely do other things better than this.
Yep.
No, seriously. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking with us. Thrash, Kalo,
Captain.
TK. This is the Patriot Mobile Studios, and this is also Try That in a Small Town podcast. Thanks for listening.
Make sure to follow along, subscribe, share, rate the show, and check out our merch at trythatinasmalltown.com.